Welcome back. We now have code number 17. Be okay with no. Yes lives in the land of no. Do you know what? It's funny, actually. I think one of the biggest things that I got very used to when I used to sell was rejection. Getting used to rejection. I mean, to give you an idea, I used to sell on the street. So I used to have to stop strangers on the street who didn't want to speak. Who just wanted to go to Starbucks and then go back to work. And I even did high street fundraising at one point. So as you can imagine, I got used to a lot and a lot and a lot of no's. And so one thing I've observed, where it's quite obvious when you're in the extremities and the extremes of being on the street, but even still, when we're inside enrollment conversations for high ticket sales, we don't want to get no's because there's like, oh, am I getting rejected? Da 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 da. Whereas actually the reality is this: is that yes lives in the land of no. Yes lives in the land of no. In order to get a yes, you are inevitably going to get no's. Sometimes people are just not ready to start working with you now, and that's the way it works. You probably shouldn't be getting when you follow what I teach you in terms of sales, you won't be pitching people until they're ready, that you're perfect for them, and you've got that magic feeling. So really, you won't really be getting no's when you follow my sales training. You'll be getting yeses, or yeses, but I have no idea how I'm going to pay for this, or yeses, but not yet for whatever reason. I'm about to go traveling for the next 5 months, or about to go on go and live with some Tibetan monks for a year. But you probably should have worked that one out before you pitched them. So typically speaking, you won't be getting many no's. But the point is here, really, it's not about the no. It's more about the energetics of not being attached for every single last person to say yes. The attachment isn't on, I need the yes. The attachment isn't on, I need the money. The attachment isn't on, I need this client. The attachment isn't like, oh my God, this client's amazing, I have to have them, it will change my life. It's not on that. The attachment is on serving this person and getting the correct diagnosis. And the attachment is only pitching them when you know they're ready to be pitched. I'll explain all of that in the sales codes module, but essentially be okay with no. No is cool. No is okay. If somebody doesn't say yes now, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because your calendar is filled with potential client conversations, isn't it? It is. It is, because I know that you honor conversations, not creative avoidance, which basically one of the easiest ways to not be attached to the sale is have so many conversations, so many potential clients lined up. And ultimately to become fully booked, and then suddenly your attachment isn't there. It's such a great space to be in, to actually rock up into enrollment conversation and not feel like you need the money, and just be like, okay, I want to serve this person. And you can be in that energy when you have no money in your bank. I have multiple times on my journey. I went through it all. I went through the fast and the famine on this journey. My goodness. And so I know that you can be detached from getting the sale, even if you have no money in your bank account, because I have done it multiple times on my roller coaster journey of 8 years of trying to understand this game of client creation. And a side note, I really believe that I went through the most challenging, probably not the most challenging, but a particularly challenging long route, so you don't have to. So cool. Glad you missed in this program. Wonderful light worker, and I'm very happy to serve you. What are the key ideas behind this? Well, look, in order to become fully booked, we have to collect some no's on the journey. It's that simple. So be cool with that. And you have to get through a couple of, no, this person isn't the right fit, or, oh, I just had an enrollment conversation, I'm not going to pitch this person, not the right fit, or actually this person isn't ready yet, or this person just done, genuinely, we've got really creative, can't afford it yet. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because at least you've got closer to a yes. And remember, even if you don't get a sale, you've just practiced selling, you've just practiced the client creation codes, you've just practiced the infinite lead generation formula, and you've potentially got a referral from this person, you've potentially got a client in the future when this person is ready. I mean, I can't tell you, there are some people in this program that I had enrollment conversations with 2 years ago or 1 year ago, and now they're clients. You just never know when someone's going to become a client. So the other thing is, remember, sometimes a no is actually a not yet. See, no's are not yet. This is a relationship game. Remember, referrals. I've had conversations with somebody. I even mentioned this once before. About a month ago, I had an enrollment conversation with somebody. It was direct enrollment conversation. It's the 30-minute enrollment conversation. And she literally said to me, she said, when we were just messaging before, and she said, "Look, just to know, well, I don't have much money." And then we got on the enrollment conversation. She goes, "Just I literally have $200 in my bank account." And so I said, "Right, fine, bang, I just served her." Now she sends me referrals all the time, and she is still messaging me saying that she is wanting to work together. So it's a not yet. It's not rejection or failure. It's part of the process. Some people say yes, some people say no, some people are ready, some people aren't ready. It's that simple. It doesn't matter. But really, what does matter is the energy that you show up with. If you're in there just like, I need to get the sale, I need to get the sale, people make bad mistakes. I've seen clients of mine that they're so desperate to get the sale that everything goes out the bag. I've got one particular client, and I remember this particular client getting back to me saying, I got a sale, da 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 da, but did it for a huge discount and ended up working with this person instead of a group coaching program, which is what they were trying to sell. They bent over backwards with this person, did it for basically no money on a Sunday when they didn't want to be working on a Sunday. Why? Because they were just so keen and desperate to get a sale. Which is like, no, 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 no. Don't be attached to getting a sale. Be attached to doing all the right things and serving yourself and serving this person in front of you. Anyway, that example doesn't necessarily need to apply here. I won't go into more details on that. But essentially, that is kind of like the energy. I will finish that thought. The energy behind that is that I need to sell so badly that I'm going to lose myself, not obtain my own boundaries or needs and desires in order to get this client for less money at a worse time, and da 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 da. It was just because underneath it was like this neediness, this desperation to get a client. Don't do that. Don't do that. Know that there are so many potential clients all around you. Uphold your boundaries and be focused on getting a correct diagnosis and going through the motions and getting really good at selling, getting really good at enrolling, getting really good at serving, getting really good at coaching, getting really good at the 22 client creation codes, and getting really good at the influence generation formula. That's the most important thing here. And no, it's easy to become detached from the yes when you know and understand the law of abundance and how there are an abundance of opportunities and clients all around you. And hopefully you got to the point now in this training where you realize that. Be cool with not yet. We want people to come back when they're ready. So let them know that it's cool and okay. This is a really good point. The worst that you can do is have them feel bad for wasting your time. No. Play the longer game. This person might be a client in 2 years, might refer you someone, etc., etc. Maintain this relationship. My point here, this is really, really important. Notice this, remember this. If somebody, for whatever reason, even if they said yes and then changed their mind, which can happen for various reasons, I've done it before, it doesn't matter. If you really want this person to know, even if they're a no now or a not yet now, it doesn't matter. But let this person know that that isn't a problem, that you are always here. Your door is always open for when they're ready. So when they are ready, the worst thing you can do is give off the energetics of, you just wasted my time. That's literally the worst thing that you can do, because then this person's going to feel guilty for wasting your time. And guess what? When they are ready, they're not going to knock on your door. They're going to go somewhere else. So remember, it's about serving. It's about abundance. Let them know if it's not now, that's totally cool. You're always here. Let them know whatever it might be. You've got my email, send me some messages. I'm here to serve you. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. And just know that it's going to become a client. They're a ticking time bomb to become a client another time. You're planting, when you have sales conversations, you're planting seeds that are going to flower immediately, and you're planting seeds that are going to flower later. And those flowering seeds later are clients. Directly, they're going to become a client of yours in the future, or send you referrals as well. So remember that. Remember, you might need a client, but you don't need them as your client. That's really an important distinction. Know deep down that you have limited places, and someone is going to fill it. It doesn't need to be them. Just keep going. Remember, just keep tracking your numbers, keep going through the process, keep booking in conversations, keep inviting people. I'm gonna one of the codes coming up soon is tracking your numbers. Make sure your numbers are going up and you're tracking your numbers and you're doing all the things. You're not creative avoiding. You're getting inside conversations, and you're gonna become fully booked. You just are gonna become fully booked. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. When you've mastered all of these things, you're just going to become fully booked. So just know it's all cool. Know it's all practice. Like, whatever happens, you've won by virtue of just having somebody agree to have a sales conversation with you, not least the fact that you get to practice it. Okay? You get good by practicing. So just know that this whole thing is valuable. What isn't valuable, what is a waste of time, is you watching Netflix or you building your website instead of practicing this stuff. Okay, you get to do all that other stuff once you've mastered this stuff. Okay, so as long as you are practicing what I'm teaching you here, know that you have won. It's that simple. And the more you practice, the more you master. And when you've mastered it, it becomes so easy. Attached to it, getting a correct diagnosis, not the money or the sale. Made my point. This next one is super duper important, and let this land. Please let this land. Do not be needy. It is creepy. Do not be needy. It is creepy. Do not be needy. Do not be needy. Do not be needy. You do not need them as a client. Please don't be needy. And I'm going to redimensionalize this for you. The biggest place where neediness comes in is sales conversations and texting. Actually, I'd say number one is texting. Text messages is where I see the neediness occur a lot within coaches. Sometimes it occurs on enrollment conversations. I've even felt it, been on the receiving end of it from enrollment conversation. Do not come across as needy. What I mean by this is you don't need them. You're the one with the value. You're limited and valuable, and you have an abundance. The energy you want to be giving off is this. You have a ton of clients knocking on your door wanting to work with you. You have limited spaces. You're very, very selective, and you know that there is abundance around you. That is the energy that you want to be embodying and giving off. This is who we're becoming. This is who you are. Okay. The worst thing you can do is be falling over backward for somebody being needy, wanting to get them as a client. That is the worst thing that you can do. So really catch yourself. So remember, you are limited and have lots of value to offer. Don't, for the love of God, come across as being needy. Okay. If in doubt, slow down and don't react emotionally when you communicate with people in text. So really my main point I want to make here is in text messaging. So look, when you're about to send a message or a text or email, ask yourself this question before you send it. Who needs something here? I'll explain this in a sec. Ensure you are not giving off subconscious energy of I need you, or it'll just turn them off and send them away. This is, again, the energetics behind something. You know, I've asked clients of mine to send me messages. I'm like, okay, cool. Sounds like, because something doesn't quite add up. They're following all the codes properly. They're following things properly, but something isn't working. This is the reason why neediness and don't come across as needy is in one of the client creation codes. Because then I say, well, send me your text message thread. And I read the thread and it's just coming with this neediness, this neediness. Like, I need you. Or like, let's do this, or falling over backwards of them. No. So your get out of jail free card is this. If you are really, first of all, don't text a potential client from a space of emotion. Okay? Slow down. So they might say something, it might trigger you, might desperately want to say something. If you desperately want to say something in a triggered or a highly emotional state, unless it's to celebrate a win with them because you're excited for them, don't text. Because the chances are you will come across less in your power, less with limitation, and with more neediness. Okay? It is up to you to self-police yourself on this. It's up to you to self-police yourself on this, but it's super, super important. Instead of reacting emotionally, walk away from your phone for like an hour. Come back and write a non-emotional, let the emotional wave pass and write a message, whatever it might be in whatever context, from a place of not neediness. And the trick really is, if you're in doubt, the trick is this, and maybe as an experiment, go through, have there ever been times where like someone was really excited and then they stopped working with you, or something to that effect happened? Have a look at your text message thread and see if you came across subconsciously as needy. And the way that you do that is you ask yourself the question in this thread, who needs something here? Who needs something here? You need a client, but you don't need them. Remember that. Actually, what you should do, and this is bonus, there's a little bonus here as well, is actually the intention is when you're texting people, don't come across as needy, or when you're inside conversations with them as well, in general, don't come across as needy. Come across as limited and selective. But more importantly, this is really, really big. Make people happy in all your interactions and communications with them, whether it be in person, sales calls, free sessions, coffees, no matter what. You know, because if they associate you with somebody that is overflowing with happiness, joy, and value, they're going to want to answer your messages first. They're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to hire you. So always give across that high vibration, positive energy, and it will really, really serve you well. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. 19. Don't text when a conversation would be better. If it's important, get inside a call, get on the phone, get inside Get inside a Zoom call. Always, 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 especially when it comes to do with money. For example, I have somebody right now that wants to join this program, and we know each other very, very well. And I could just send a text message and work out some sort of payment plan for this human being. But the best thing to do, I know this because I honor this code, is to get inside a conversation. Get inside a conversation. I could be like, hey, this is a payment plan I could do with you, but it's much superior to get inside a conversation. Why? We get to answer their questions. We get to ask them questions. We get to answer their questions. We get to have a mini sales conversation in 30 minutes. It's way more effective. If there is some sort of limiting belief or something that needs to be uncovered that can't be communicated via text, I want to find it out. Don't text, and the conversation would be better. Especially, and actually, no. Always when it's to do with money. Always. Always. Every rule is there to be broken, just so you know. But I would say 99.999% of the time when it comes to do with money, get on the phone, have a conversation. And also don't hide behind texting or email. So many people that I know, they do, I've got a couple of people in mind here, they only do sales over text. And or they'll do everything in their power to avoid having a sales conversation. And it's because they're subconsciously avoiding it. Don't have conversations. Magic happens inside conversations. Relationships are built inside conversations. Honor conversations. Do not text when a conversation would be better, and ask yourself, am I avoiding a conversation here? Don't do that. Sometimes coaches feel insecure, so they prefer to text to avoid the conversation or a confrontation or anything. Don't do that. Get inside conversations. It's so much more dynamic and personable and real. If there's anything important to discuss as it relates to the progression of you two working together, okay, get inside a conversation on the phone or Zoom or in person, whatever it might be. But the fastest, you decide what would be the most appropriate and do that. You say stuff like, I have a few ideas about this. Let's talk. I have these three times available tomorrow. Tell me which one works for you. Again, leading. Conversations are so much more powerful. You can feel them better, answer all of their questions. You can feel their energy. You can coach them. You can find out what's really going on. Never negotiate money over text. Get on a call and slow it down. This is really, really, really important. Again, you can see how this is a really short, punchy code, and all of these ones are really short and punchy, but they're essential. They're really essential. And again, all of these compounded make a huge difference. If you've ever found yourself negotiating over your prices over text message, and then not following through, it's because you should have done it inside a conversation. Okay? Huge. Like genuine, this one code might make you tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of pounds, dollars, and euros. Never, ever, 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 ever text or negotiate money over text ever when a conversation would be better. Don't text when a conversation would be better. Good. Remember, creating clients gets to be just as fun as coaching them. Keep ranking yourself on these codes and practice them until they become second nature. I'm guessing that right now you're starting to see how they all interconnect and how these are super duper valuable. They're super duper valuable. Remember how I said once upon a time, you can have so many things mastered, but you get one of these codes isn't mastered and you could lose everything. Let's say, for example, the last code, you were texting when a conversation would be better, and you're doing all your sales via text, or you're negotiating via text, and you're losing clients. You get this one out of 10 to 10 out of 10, and that might be the one piece of the pie missing for you that gets you so many more clients. Notice the power of these codes. Play. Mastery come from playfulness and experimentation. Boom. See you in the next one.